Sup YouTube? So today I'm gonna give you the real on how to properly prompt with AI. In fact, I'm not gonna give you everything, but I'm gonna give you enough to get you going and start thinking conceptually about how some of these big corporations are using these AI models, and again, why they're not hiring people. So I'll start off with the perfect example of something that I know works in theory, but I'm just gonna give you the example. And please stick with me on this one. Imagine that, because we got to use our imaginations now. Imagine that you are the leader of a team, right? You are the leader of a team, and you very well may be a leader of a team. Imagine you are the leader of a team, and you are responsible for managing all the other people on your team. In fact, you're responsible for hiring them, right? Stick with me. So this project includes some major deliverable that you have to come up with. Let's say that this project entails you writing a grant, right? I'm gonna use the most mundane example on earth because I kind of want you to get this and understand this. You want to produce basically a grant, right? A grant or a grant proposal, right? Well, think about the people that you're going to need in the room to cooperatively create that grant. You're probably going to need a lawyer. You're probably going to need someone who's responsible for reviewing contracts, right? You're probably going to need someone who's an industry expert regarding whatever level of compliance that you have to adhere to, whether it's ITAR or HIPAA. You're going to also probably need someone who's a technical writer, even, depending on what it is, if there is anything that entails anything technical. Basically, what I'm saying is, imagine that all these things are true, except for one, that you are the leader, right? But all these people that we're talking about, they don't exist, right? In fact, they are made up AI agents that you created in order to produce this document. Now, I know you're saying, well, how the heck can I create 4, 5 different agents and have them produce one thing? It's easy. You create a prompt, you design these AI models, you have them collaborate. And again, I'm not going to give you everything. I'm not giving you everything. You have them collaborate on this one project, and you tell it at the end to generate a piece of a deliverable. And in this case, that deliverable is going to be a new grant proposal. Now, there are going to be some people here who are going to say this is very ineffective. In fact, I was watching a guy on YouTube say that the difference in percentages when it comes to using roles, like for instance, if I tell the AI, hey, you're a expert dermatologist, give me some recommendations on skincare. They're saying that the difference between me saying the beginning part about declaring it as an expert dermatologist only differs by 1 to 2 or by 0.1 to 2% in terms of accuracy, meaning that if I give it that role, it's only going to differ from the actual regular prompt by 0.2%. Now, that may be true, but what I'm telling you right now, if you do what I just told you to do, what you're doing is you're combining 2 different things that I don't think anybody's discussed yet, or at least in detail or in a simplified way that I'm discussing. So what you're doing is you're layering two different techniques. One technique is the role technique. Yes, you are establishing that the people that are working with you on this project, what their skill set is, what their age is, what their demographic is, what, you know what I'm saying, what their expertise is, little knacks like that. Everything you want to incorporate in these people that you think is going to be important in terms of the actual project. Now, the reason why this is important is because a lot of the context that you create when you create this prompt is going to affect the actual product or the actual end result, whatever it is, whatever deliverable you're generating. So that 0.2% is going to matter. That 0.1% is going to have such a granular specification that only a human being or a team of human beings could have created this deliverable. And the reason why is because you've given it so much context. So that's one layer. That's just one layer. You're giving it the layer of it being a specific role, expertise, whatever. Another layer that you're doing when you're doing what I'm telling you to do is you're actually getting the AI to correct itself, to critique itself. When you don't explicitly say, hey, review the code or check for errors, the only thing that it has to compare itself to is itself. So if you put it in a room with another AI and you have them bounce ideas off of each other's heads, they're naturally going to look at what the other is doing and see how they can improve upon what the other person or what the other agent is doing. I don't even know what you call this. I really don't even know what you call this. But I'm telling you, this works. And this is gonna freak you out, right? Step 3, you have put them in a scenario, right? And this is very, very important because scenario in terms of context means a lot. For instance, part of the scenario can be that you're doing this on a zero budget, because maybe producing a grant costs a lot of money, right? And maybe the instructions that the AI gives you is going to involve some tool that's not open source, but widely popular and widely used. What if you wanted something different than that? What if you wanted to pivot from that and say, hey, I only want to use open source tools, or I only want to do something that's going to allow me to do this free or in the most efficient manner? This is why scenario matters. Scenario also matters in terms of context because it's going to give it the sense of urgency. Most projects are going to take 6 weeks, whatever, to all gather information. You're spinning up this scenario so quickly and so fast that you can reiterate this scenario over and over again until you get the final result. Meaning you can keep generating a deliverable until you finally get what you want, and you can tweak this however you want. Think of this like a script. If you're in technology, you know what I mean. This is much like a script, like a PowerShell script that you're giving it, you know, all the different instructions you want it to do, and it just reads down like a recipe, right? Well, AI is a bit more, you know, I want to say in terms of logic, it's a bit smarter than that. And again, I'm not giving you guys everything. I am not going to give you guys everything. You're just going to have to keep staying tuned because I know what I'm on. But basically, let's just say that part of the scenario is that you are in a burning closet and you are MacGyver. What are some tools that you can grab outside of in that closet that you think you could use to help yourself escape? This is a scenario that you can give AI. And with AI knowing this scenario, it knows that you have X amount of time to get out of that room before you're kaput. Adding the scenario just drives this whole nucleus together when you're talking about stacking the role as well as the self-critiquing as well as the scenario. You've got a super sandwich for something that can develop a deliverable that is beyond comparison to what you could have thought of, or what you know what I'm saying, a team of those same people that you would have gotten to hire. Basically, the amount of resources that you would have had to acquire to come up with this specific deliverable, if you're doing this prompt right, will amount to thousands, you know, I mean, hundreds of thousands, depending on what it is. Hell, it could even be software. It could be a movie script. But what I'm telling you right now is, if you do this with an agent, with agents, you're gonna realize why they're not hiring people. Because if I can do this on this scale and achieve whatever goal that I'm trying to achieve, whatever deliverable I'm trying to achieve, can you imagine what a Goldman Sachs or what a Wells Fargo or what a, you know, I'm saying all these, you know, financial companies, but also tech companies, NVIDIA or Microsoft, can you imagine what they can do with a corporation of agents that don't get tired, that don't ask for sick days, that can run for 24/7, and that can do things, everything better than you? Can you imagine? Hopefully you guys were paying attention. For those of you that I lost, good luck to you. For those of you that are still with me, pay attention, and I'm gonna keep giving you guys game, but I can't give it to you all in one day. That would not be fair at all. But stay tuned, and I'm gonna keep giving you guys some jewels. Like and subscribe if you wanna keep hearing me tell you guys some AI hacks that these guys aren't gonna tell you. Be easy. This is TNN.